Good morning all. Last class we have discussed congestive heart failure. In that congestive heart failure means the heart inability to pump sufficient amount of blood to meet metabolic needs of the body. In that we have discussed about symptoms, causes and classification of congestive heart failure. In that classification it involves drugs with positive inotropic effect and drugs without positive inotropic effect. Drugs with positive inotropic effect include cardiotonics, phosphodiesterase and beta-adrenergic agonist. Cardiac glycosides involves dioxin, distoxin, aquabin, and phosphodiesterase inhibitors involve inambrinon, milrinone. These are the drugs involved in phosphodiesterase inhibitors. In last class we have discussed about cardiac glycosides. Now we are going to discuss about phosphodiesterase and drugs without positive inotropic effect. Phosphodiesterase inhibitor mechanism of action involves it inhibits mainly phosphodiesterase inhibitor so that no entry of cyclic AMP levels and activate phosphokinase and it leads to contraction, increase levels of calcium levels. How? Here is beta receptors. Beta receptors activate ATP and it convert into cyclic AMP in the presence of adenyl cyclase and it activates phosphodiesterase enzyme and convert cyclic AMP into AMP. Here what happened? Calcium entry will occur. Cyclic AMP activate phosphokinase, inactive phosphokinase and it converted into the active phosphokinase. This active phosphokinase activate the calcium entry. This activate the calcium entry. What the calcium entry action is? Contraction. It helps in contraction process. Phosphodiesterase inhibitor, their main mechanism of action include beta receptors which are present on the cardiac membrane. It activates this adenyl cyclase. It converts ATP into cyclic AMP in the presence of adenyl cyclase and this cyclic AMP converted into the AMP in the presence of phosphodiesterase. This cyclic AMP convert inactivate phosphokinase into active phosphokinase and it activates the calcium entry via L-type calcium channel. Via L-type calcium channel it causes contraction process. Here what happened? Phosphodiesterase inhibitor inhibit the phosphodiesterase. It inhibit the phosphodiesterase. So no conversion of cyclic AMP into AMP. So that it directly binds to the AMP into cyclic AMP and activate phosphokinase and leads to intracellular calcium entry, causes contraction. Okay, this is the mechanism of action. What happened? Decrease peripheral vascular resistance and inhibit phosphodiesterase, what we have discussed in that mechanism of action, and increase cyclic AMP levels and causes contraction. Force of contraction will increases by entry of calcium. This is the mechanism of action. Next, adverse effects include dizziness, headache, vomiting, nausea. Next, drug interactions. Phosphodiesterase inhibitor along with ketoconazole. Ketoconazole is a drug which are used for itching, skin rashes. In case of skin rashes, skin related disease, ketoconazole will helpful. Phosphodiesterase, while we are administering with ketoconazole, it increases the hypotension. Hypotension means BP. Next uses. Use it to treat congestive heart failure and use it to treat acute heart failure. Next, beta-2 adrenergic agonist. These are comes under the drugs with positive inotropic effect. Beta-2 adrenergic agonist also possess the same mechanism of action, means it inhibits the beta receptors. Beta-2 adrenergic antagonist. what it happened means it directly inhibits the beta receptors, so that no conversion of ATP into cyclic AMP, there is a decrease in levels of cyclic AMP, and inactive phosphokinase into active phosphokinase, and entry of calcium via L-type calcium channels leads to contraction. These all mechanism will inhibit by the beta 2 adrenergic agonist. That means it directly binds to the beta receptors which are present in the heart. That is the mechanism of action of beta 2 adrenergic agonist. This stimulates the beta receptors. Antagonist means stimulation. Stimulate the beta 2 receptors, and the ATP converts the cyclic AMP and inactivate phosphokinase to activate phosphokinase. That means ATP convert to cyclic AMP, and it activates the inactive phosphokinase to active phosphokinase, and it increases the entry of calcium via L-type calcium channel. This increases the force of contraction. Drugs involving beta 2 adrenergic agonist involves dobutamine, dopexamine. The main drugs involved in beta 2 adrenergic agonist. Agonist means which will stimulate. Next, dobutamine. Dobutamine stimulates the cardiac beta 1 adrenoreceptors. That means it inhibits the beta receptors. Stimulate the beta receptors. It causes inotropic is greater than chronotropy. Peripheral vasodilation and myocardial oxygen demand. Dopamine includes stimulation of peripheral post-junctional D1 and D2 receptors. D1 and D2 is nothing but a dopamine. Dopamine 1 and dopamine receptors will stimulate by the dopamine. Dopamine undergo a renal vasodilation. Vasodilation means relaxation of muscles. Next, adverse drug reactions involve anxiety, restlessness, dizziness, insomnia. Insomnia means weakness. Next, drug interactions involve beta agonist along with amitriptyline. While we are administering the beta agonist drugs, that means dopamine, dobutamine along with amitriptyline, it causes the flatulence in BP. That means there is a sharp decrease in BP. While we are administering the beta agonist along with amitriptyline, it causes flatulence in BP. That means there is a decrease in BP. It is also used for the treatment of congestive heart failure and the acute heart failure. Next, drugs without positive inotropic effect. Drugs with positive inotropic effect is also called as cardiotonic effect. Cardiotonics. Drugs which are used for the treatment of heart failure. But here, drugs without positive inotropic effect, it does not possess a positive effect. Diuretics. And that first one, diuretics. Diuretics drugs involve bumetanide, torsemide. Bumetanide, torsemide, furosemide, these are the drugs involved in diuretics. Coming to the mechanism of action, diuretics causes diuresis. Diuretics main mechanism of action, it causes diuresis. It decreases the ECF means extracellular fluid. It is the lumen. Here is the blood. What happened? It decreases the extracellular fluid. That means entry of sodium and release of sodium. While we are administering the diuretics, it does not undergo the entry of sodium into the lumen and release into the blood. That means there is a decrease in extracellular fluid and venous return to the heart, and there is a decreased right ventricular output. There is arterioles and the ventricles. There is a decrease in the ventricular output and decrease in the cardiac. What happened? Ventricular output decreases means obviously there is a decrease in cardiac output. Hence, it increases the efficient pumping of heart. Diuretics main mechanism of action is to it causes the diuresis, it decreases the venous return to the heart and decreases the extracellular fluid, and it decreases the right ventricular fluid. What happened? Right ventricular fluid is decreases, cardiac output decreases, and it increases the efficient pumping of the heart. This is the mechanism of action of diuretics. Next, coming to the adverse effects. They causes hypovolemia. Hypo means decreased levels of water content. Volemia, decreased fluid or water content. Decreased levels of fluid. These are the main adverse effects involved in diuretics. It causes ionic imbalance. Due to diuresis, what happened? Elimination of sodium potassium ions. Ions will eliminated. That causes the ionic imbalance. Next, excessive thirst. Due to decrease in the water content, that is fluid content in our body, what happened? Excessive thirst will occurs. There is a decrease in BP. These are the adverse effects comes under the diuretics. Diuretics main adverse effect is hypovolemia, ionic imbalance, excessive thirst, and there is a decrease in BP. These are the adverse effects included in diuretics. Next, coming to drug interactions. Drug interaction, diuretics while we are administering along with triampturin, it causes hyperkalemia, increased levels of potassium levels. Hyperkalemia means increased levels of potassium levels. While we are administering the diuretics along with triampturin, it causes hyperkalemia. Next, contraindications include contraindicated in pregnancy patients, contraindicated in renal failure patients, contraindicated in diabetic patients. Why? Because of decrease in fluid content in our body, what happened? There is a renal failure. It may be chance for the renal failure. Next, contraindicated in diabetic. There is a sugar levels will alter. And in pregnancy. Uses. The main use for diuretics is to treat heart failure and use it to treat BP, blood pressure. Next, angiotensin converting enzyme and angiotensin 2 agonist. This comes under the drugs without positive ionotropic effect. What happened? Angiotensin converting enzyme. Angiotensin 1 converted to angiotensin 2 in the presence of angiotensin converting enzyme, and angiotensin 2 binds to angiotensin 2 receptors in the presence of angiotensin 2 agonist and leads to vasoconstriction. Here what happened? Mechanism of action of ACE inhibitors, angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors and angiotensin 2 antagonist. Those two having the similar mechanism of action, so I am giving the brief mechanism of action here. What happened? Angiotensin 1 is converted into the angiotensin 2 in the presence of angiotensin converting enzyme, and angiotensin 2 binds to the angiotensin 2 receptors and it causes the vasoconstriction. Here what happened? While we are using the angiotensin converting enzyme, that is congestive heart failure drugs, mainly ACE inhibitors, what happened? It inhibits the ACE receptors which are present in the conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. So binding to ACE inhibitors, angiotensin converting enzyme, what happened? There is no conversion of, there is no chance to convert the angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. So now binding to the angiotensin 2 receptors, so leads to vasodilation activity. Clear? Angiotensin 1, angiotensin inhibitors and angiotensin 2 antagonists. It converts the angiotensin 1 to 2 and binds to receptor and causes vasoconstriction. But these drugs inhibit the angiotensin converting enzyme which are present in the conversion of 1 to 2. And next, angiotensin 2 antagonists. These drugs binds to the angiotensin 2 receptors. So no conversion of angiotensin 2 to, no binding of angiotensin 2 receptors to the angiotensin 2 receptors. Clear? Angiotensin 2 antagonist. Here what happened? Angiotensin 2 binds to the angiotensin 2 receptors, but these drugs inhibiting the binding of receptors. So no vasoconstriction activity. This is the mechanism of action of angiotensin converting enzyme and angiotensin 2 antagonist. Next, adverse effects. Common adverse effects for both the ACE and angiotensin 2 antagonist. Adverse effects include dizziness, decrease in BP, postural hypotension. There is a decrease in BP. dizziness, decrease in BP, postural hypotension. Next, use it to treat heart failure, congestive heart failure, and use it to treat BP, blood pressure. Next, beta blockers. All we know, beta blockers will decreases the cardiac output. Here, because of negative ionotropic effect, decrease force of contraction and increase cardiac output and decreases the heart rate. Here, beta blockers blocks the beta receptors which are present in the heart, and it increases the cardiac output and decreases the heart rate. This is the mechanism of action of beta blockers. Next, adverse drug reactions include dizziness, drowsiness, irregular heartbeat, and hypotension. There is a fast heartbeat or a fast or slow heartbeat. Irregular heartbeat means. Adverse drug reactions include dizziness, drowsiness, irregular heartbeat, and changes in the blood pressure. That means hypotension. Next, drug interactions involve beta blockers along with atangevir. It causes irregular heart rhythm. There is a lub-dub sound will alter. Beta blockers, while we are administering with atangevir, it causes the irregular heartbeat. Next, uses. Use it to treat congestive heart failure and blood pressure. That means hypotension. Next, vasodilators. Last classification is vasodilators. These drugs involve sodium nitroprusside. The drugs involved in vasodilators is sodium nitroprusside. It produces the preload and afterload before giving the sound lub as well as before ending the dub sound. It reduces the vasodilators, reduces the preload and afterload. Increased force of contraction will reduce. Next, vasodilators relaxing the smooth muscles. Vasodilator main mechanism of action is to relax the smooth muscle relaxation and blood vessels. Relaxation of smooth muscles undergoes blood vessel relaxation. Its main adverse drug reactions include irregular heartbeat and hypotension. Drug interactions include vasodilators along with diazoxide. It decreases the BP. That means hypotension. Decreases means hypotension. Vasodilators, while we are administering along with diazoxide, it causes hypotension activity. Uses. Use it to treat cardiac heart failure and hypotension. Uses are similar to the diuretics, AC inhibitors, angiotensin II inhibitors, vasodilators, beta blockers. Completed.